I think, and we talked a lot about DeeDee. And I said to my mods, what do you think made that live better than other lives? And they said, without blinking, that we humanized DeeDee. And I think I've heard people say now in the comments of that live, thank you for humanizing DeeDee. So I'm going to go with we humanized DeeDee. And tonight we're going to go a little further. Whether you believe or you don't believe, we get a little more soulful on the Highly Strange Days on Sunday nights. And we like to look at cases. If we look at cases, we look at the more psychic, paranormal aspects of it. I hear a lot about, oh, well, Chantal, I do have a little something about the Watts case that I can share tonight. I got a content strike from somebody on Shanann's side of the family over a very old video I did. And I'm a little cheesed by it. So there's a little something, and it was cute, and it was kind of like a happy thing that happened. Like one of those happy accidents that little painter Bob Ross, I think his name was Bob Ross, used to say. I was doing a video and I said something about how beautiful Sandy keeps the grave. And in the video, Sandy goes, "Oh, thank you very much. I do." And I was like, see, she approves. She agrees. That was back in May. She struck me and I'm dealing with it. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to deal with it. So this is a case where I think they are throwing the baby out with the bathwater because I've always been very respectful. So that's my little update on the Watts case. We did do a Watts case live last week on we talked about, what did we talk about? Oh, we talked about the dark secrets of Chris Watts and his mistress. Like, what kind of magic were they doing? We delved into that. The Delphi case is heating up, and I do want to do it. I'm just going to talk about me for a second. I'm really tired. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm going through a huge healing phase or if I'm sick or like, I don't know what. I am so freaking tired. So when I'm not planning and working on the lives for the lives, I'm having to sleep or rest, or I don't know. It's getting to be a lot. Oh, if anyone knows, if anyone has any kind of autoimmunes and they know any good tricks to get yourself out of one of these flare-ups, had it for like all my life. I don't know why I don't know this, but anyway, I do want to start doing more. I do, and I plan it, and I have it in my book of Parawomenradio cases, the Delphi case. So we do have a little bit on the Delphi case. We did a skincare and suspects way back when they had arrested Richard Allen. I didn't do my vocal warm-ups or my face warm-ups. And it sounds like when I don't do that, it always sounds like I have like a box of rocks in my mouth. But yeah, we're going to start doing all that. I just need to start feeling a little bit better, and we'll do it. So I hear a lot about people talking about this case and the Gypsy. Yeah, I know you're getting sick of the Gypsy Rose. Get it. I get it, but it's really hot right now. And we're going to talk about it because we did a live on Friday night and we got 300 new subscribers. So we have 300 new Gypsy Rose people that are barking for more Gypsy Rose content. And I hear you, though. I hear you. I need to do more Watts and other things. It's on the list, my friend. Okay, so let's go into the Gypsy Rose case. So when I was doing the live on Friday with DeeDee, a lot in the research, a lot of things came up where, what's her name? Candace Starr. Hold on a second. I think her name is Candace Starr. Ugh. I really expected to have a co-host. I was gonna kind of ride this one out with a co-host tonight. Oh, you can always tell when I don't do enough research and I've got it. Okay. Uh, Candace Starr. Hold on one second. I found a whole bunch of new ones just before I went live. I'm gonna let you guys decide. Yes, it's Candace Starr. I'm gonna let you decide who we watch. I have quite a few Candy Stars. I asked who if there was a favorite Candy Star, and I don't think anyone gave me that reply. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my screen, and we're just gonna go through what I got, right? Because this is a psychic journey for all of us. Hi, Love Bugs. Hi, Sizzle74. Hi, Cindy Hobbs. Cindy says, is this going to be a clairvoyant session or cards? It is going to be a little bit of both. And it's not me doing it. We're going to be doing other creators that have done it. I can invite some of my psychic friends on. We did one with the Watts case. I had Psychic in the City, Elizabeth Shanover. You're like probably like saying, well, that's not going to help me tonight. But yeah, I can find somebody. I'm just thinking in my head. I yell at myself and I got to stop. But Shannon's, nope, Shannon, it's never too late. Hop on over. Hold on. She just asked me if it was too late. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. But if you would like me to, you're curious about the live interview, we will be doing more Gypsy Rose this week. But tonight we're focusing on the more soulful aspect, the paranormal aspects of it. But yes, the interview, the baby gender reveal, all that kind of good stuff we will be doing this week. And I also am going to be doing a Blaine Boone, Sarah Boone update because that case is kind of heating up. And in October, I believe she goes to trial. Don't quote me on that, but it's like the fall sometime. And there's some other cases that I need to do some updates on. So I want to do some lives during the day this week. So we'll see what happens. All right, let me share my screen and we can get this going. I think Shannon's going to be popping in any moment. Yeah, I know she's having a baby girl and it's just everybody has seemed to have forgotten what her and Nick's plans were for the baby if it was a girl. So I'm not going to say it because darn it, I don't want to be struck, but if you know, you know. And no, I was praying it wasn't a girl just for that very reason. It just cheeses me off. This whole case cheeses me off, to be honest with you. I feel like she's getting one over on us. But then if I really think about it, I think what a miserable human being she is and what a miserable life she's living, and is all the money in the world worth it for that? And I don't, I didn't send her the link. Can you guys put the link for Shannon? Put the link for Shannon so that she can grab it. Okay. So, they're saying miserable human being, miserable money. Yes, a miserable human being. And would I want that lifestyle of arguing and fussing and fighting and having everyone report if I pooed for the day or not? No. I've thought about it, and I'm going through a huge money struggle right now. I'm going through what they call the darkness of the soul. I am figuring this shit out at a very old age, but I'm figuring it out. And I know that I wouldn't take millions and millions of dollars for what she has. I just wouldn't. Would you guys? Like, seriously think about it in your heart of hearts. Don't like reply like right away, but just think about it. Would you want all that attention and all that? Like, it's not even celebrity, it's infamy. Would you want all that infamy? Would you want all that infamy? I just don't think I would. Where is she? Over here in chat so I can, are you in chat, Shannon? So I can just click on your name. I don't do well when I'm not like, I like to keep my organization going, and this is throwing me off. Yeah, she's having a girl. So crazy that I like to stay organized during a live, isn't it? Holding on to my last bits of ego, I guess. I don't know. Is Shannon in chat? Because I know there she is. Oops. There she is. I see her. Okay, you know what I'm going to do, you guys? I have a quick little video that I did on Friday for DeeDee. It's please don't think that I'm romanticizing DeeDee. I know exactly who DeeDee was. I know that she was a grifter, and if she were alive, I'd be yelling for her to be in prison right now because of defrauding Make-A-Wish and Habitat for Humanity and whatever else, whoever else she did, but she didn't deserve to die. And so this is a little something that I put together for DeeDee. And while we get Shannon up here, I'm going to play that for you. And then we'll have a little Psychic Sunday here on Parawomenradio on the Highly Strange Daze.
DeeDee, I understand if you're sick, if you don't feel good, could you please call me back, or at least pick up the phone and let me know that everything's okay.
Wash this away. This wound is too deep to heal now. But don't worry about me. I'll paint on my smile. This world is too shallow to drown me. There is the moon hanging low. I see that wonderful orange glow smiling at me straight through the rain. That old comfort I know keeps calling. That the night would swallow this day, and the clouds wouldn't steal the moon from me. But the rain starts to fall, and the moon fades away. This wound is too deep to heal now. The moon hanging low. I miss that wonderful orange glow smiling at me straight through the rain. That old comfort that wonderful orange glow, smiling at me straight through the rain. That old comfort I know keeps calling me. As the wind comes to play, I shall hang from the trees by the feet of a crow, and I will blow a kiss to you. I will blow a kiss to you, and I will whisper to the moon and to the stars and the clouds, and you'll know that the moon can't forgive, and the stars, they just know, and the clouds melt away like the snow, like the snow.
Okay, welcome back to Parawomenradio. That was a little something we put together to honor DeeDee Blanchard, DeeDee Blanchard, I should say. And with me, I have Shannon. Hi, Shannon.
Well, hello, Amy.
Hey, friend.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm glad that we're doing this. I just all day I was like, ugh, gotta do this show, and I wanted to sleep and I couldn't sleep, and finally I slept a little bit, so I'm feeling pretty okay. How are you?
Good. I slept a little bit too, which is why I was late.
That's what I said. I said, I think Shannon's MIA. Can you guys send out a search party for her? And then you popped up, so they must have like a psychic search party.
Maybe. I would blame my first cat, or not my first, my senior kitty, Eartha Kitty.
Oh, is she too?
She woke me up.
Oh, she woke you up. Oh, well, then I said to Eartha Kitty, wake her up. Do your kitty duties.
Right.
Whispered it in her little ear.
I've a thing with celebrity pun names.
I love it. It's a great name.
Yeah. So I have Eartha Kitty, Eva Cassidy, after the singer Eva Cassidy, and well, when I first got this cat, they were Ella Hiss-Gerald, but then I woke up one morning and suddenly the cat had testicles, and so it was still a kitten, huh?
His testes dropped.
I know. So now he is Elvis Pusley.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
What is his little nickname? Because you always have a little nickname for him.
Oh yeah. Well, the nicknames actually started with Eva, who was out of the three, my second kitty. Eartha never had a nickname really from me. An old roommate of mine used to call her Urfa with an F. Urfa. Anyhow,
What does that mean? Like,
I don't know. But and then Eva came along, and she quickly became Eva the Diva.
ooh, yes.
Hmm.
Is she a
And
diva?
then,
Is she a diva?
yes, she is very
She
much
is.
so.
That's perfect.
Yep.
Then.
And I got her the same year that I got Elvis, but maybe like a month prior. Elvis was a foster fail, so
Oh,
big time
mm,
fail.
I've never
Um,
tried to do fostering because of that very reason.
yeah, and I I have you seen the movie Grease?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
A lot of times, yes.
you know that one song, "Look at Me, I'm Sandra Dee," where she goes, Elvis, Elvis, let me be. Keep that pelvis far from me. So
Yes.
I quite often call him Elvis Pelvis because, that rhymes, like Eva the Diva. And
I'd
then
be singing that to him all the time. Elvis, keep that. But then I'd make up his little tale or like throw something about his personality in there. I do that to Junie all the time.
and then Eartha, eventually I was like, well, what rhymes with Eartha? And the only thing I could come up with was Bertha. So Eartha Bertha.
Well,
Yeah.
Bertha and Eartha seem to go together. What are you going to do? Steve,
Right.
thank you so much for the super sticker. Steve just gave us a super sticker. Thank you so much, sweetheart. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while either. I hope you're
What
doing
does that
okay out
mean?
there in the desert. They gave us $10. It's a super sticker.
Wow.
People can tip us if they want to, doing over on YouTube. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch tonight. Hi guys. And don't forget, we'll just do that algorithm dance party right now. Just start warming your fingers up and dancing those right up to the hearts and thumbs up button. Helps squad into the algorithm. And we're over on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And over on YouTube and Facebook, I don't know much about Twitch yet. We're pretty new over to Twitch. They can tip us through super stickers. And if they want their comment seen, they can buy a comment and it will be highlighted. And yeah, it's just a fun way for lives for people to show their appreciation and or to get their comments seen, because the chat really gets going when there's a lot of people in there.
That does sound fun. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So now Steve just bought you
Us.
us a fancy coffee.
Yeah.
We'll have to share it.
See, with $10, we're gonna have to get like a McDonald's, which I don't mind McDonald's coffee. People act like it's the worst thing in the world, but have you not been on the road? It's like one of the better ones. I'm not a fan of Burger King or any of the other people's coffees.
I agree.
Wendy's.
Yeah, Wendy's, I don't know. It wants to be good because you can get it with the frosty in it, but it's not.
Oh yeah. No,
it's not.
It's just not.
It's
good.
not. And
if
then
they tried, they could, and then they could be like McDonald's and have their own line, but no.
Right. And Taco Bell, they do that Cinnabon coffee, and that's okay. But
I've not. I haven't since I went vegetarian. Haven't been to Taco Bell, so I don't know about them.
Okay. And then I don't like Burger King's either. Yeah, McDonald's is the way to go if you want some cheap. Even their frozen or not frozen. Just iced coffee. Just iced coffee with like vanilla flavoring or something. Or if it's Christmas time.
I don't like sugar or anything in my coffee. I'm just like a coffee and cream and make it look like it's a camel. That's what I say. Just like that. Coffee and cream. Make it look like a camel. I'm just joking, but I do say that.
Well, I have to have at least the flavored creamer.
Yeah, well, when you order an iced coffee, you have to literally say to them, all I want in it is coffee and cream, because they will put that sweet stuff in there almost half the time. And you have to, like, when you get it, you got to like take your straw out, pop it in there, and before you drive away to make sure. Okay, but they didn't come to listen for our coffee orders unless you're ordering our coffees. And if you are, please don't go to McDonald's. Go somewhere like Starbucks or do you like Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts better?
For iced coffee, I'm gonna have to say Dunkin' Donuts, because they have a lot more varieties, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I'll agree with
And
that.
the price is better. Price point is better.
Yeah, the price point is always better at Dunkin's, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so let's get going and start in on our DeeDee deep dive into what are the psychics saying about her. Candace Starr seems to be very popular, and I can't really figure it out too much. She's not, like, I don't know. I can't figure it out. She's a little bit, well, she's out there, and I think maybe that's it. Hold on, I gotta take a drink of water. This microdosing makes me super, super thirsty. Hold on. Okay, but Candace Starr seems to be the number one person out there, so I thought we'd look at her for a little bit. Okay, see you later. See you later, Chantel Ayoette. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so hold on one second. Are you still there, Shannon? I don't think she is. I haven't heard her say anything in a few. Okay. All right. So Shannon.
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. I had to fart, and I knew it was going to be really, really loud, so I muted.
TMI. I could have lived forever without knowing that.
Sorry. I was going to make up an excuse, but, it's always better just to tell the truth.
Yeah, no need to do that. So Candace Starr was with her bonnet on Friday or Saturday, and this was her latest reading. So let's see what she had to say. There was also a box reading that I wanted to look at for Candace. She had this box where I listened to it for a hot second, and it really did sound like DeeDee. So let's get into it.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if that was in the popular videos, but it's not. Okay.
Hey babes, hello. So I have a really big day today.
And as always, we won't watch everything, and I will stop and start it, and we will talk over it. And we must do this for fair play use. If you want to watch it in its entirety, we put everything that we view during this live down in the description, and you can just click on your links and just go wherever you want to on your own. But this is for fair play use. And also, I want to drive traffic over to this creator because I don't want to steal from them. I want to enhance them. And I like to tell stories by putting together clips of things. So I'm like I was thinking about this, like a mixed media artist, how they like to use different mediums. And I just like to grab from TikTok, from YouTube, from, people, from Facebook, just from all over, from the chat, from my mods. And we like to put a show together when we're not having guests. So here we go.
I'm so excited. Today is my
first. And this is all our opinion for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Day in the Star Academy. That's a singing academy, and it's my first.
I think it's interesting she chose to go live with a bonnet on. Like, that's a choice. I think it's interesting.
Day. So I am super excited. I'm setting my hair right now. I know I look crazy. I'm
Oh,
not
she's
wearing
setting
this.
her
I'm not
hair.
having
Got
this
it.
on. A witness, a neighbor witnessed something.
Ooh, do you think one of the neighbors witnesses?
Okay, stop,
What
stop,
do you
stop.
think
Okay,
about
so
this? Is the neighbor has said that he climbed in the window, but where the window he said he climbed in, there was full of shit in front of the window. So how did he climb in the window? What do you guys think about that? Do you think there's any, like, there's so much like stuff popping up here and there about the case, and Gypsy Rose is a known liar, and I feel like when she did her pregnancy reveal, like, she made sure to throw people into the video that said that it was being reported that have nothing to do with her, and she made sure to do it outside of her house so that prove she wasn't on house arrest. I don't know, she did a bunch of things. Like, she went live. It was reported that she wasn't allowed to do live. If people were reporting all these false things about me, I would and I had all this intense scrutiny on me, I would actually want the false reporting, because then that would mean that I could do whatever I wanted to and nobody would really know the truth. But she's so out there to make sure that we know the truth. And there's even we did a live with Rod, and I felt bad for him for having to go through all of this, but he just decided to lean into it.
What? Hello?
This is her dad. People said that they're all in it for the
Anything
money,
you'd like to
that
say
they
before I pronounce
should
sentence?
just kind of go off the internet and take a breather. And that was his response to it.
Oh.
Yeah. And I felt really kind of bad for him. I'm like getting like the parents here. I'm just like, how can you? All right. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it. But this is Candace Starr, and let's get into her.
Tell you guys a few little things first, okay? First of all, we got a little new setup here. Do you like it? Somebody asked for a white background, so there you go. This makes a lot of noise.
Oh.
That's the battery. So I do have things to cancel the noise coming, and I also have an Ovilus coming, and I can't wait for that. I also, like I said, today is my first day at the academy, and I'm so excited. Oh, I got my first beat. I bought my first beat. It's my beat, and like my song, the Dammer, Gold Dammer.
True Self
It's funny because
Disconnect.
this fell out the deck, and now it literally just fell out again. Like, that's weird. Okay, so I'm gonna start with these, and these are the true crime cards. I have my own true crime cards, but these are from the Reckoning Co. Okay,
Look how big that deck is, dude.
I couldn't shuffle. There's no way I could shuffle that.
There's no way. I would probably like cut them in half to shuffle. I don't think I would do that. I wouldn't do that. I do have a dream that I would like to have my own cards, like Parawomenradio cards, and I envision them being called power cards or something like that. Because our acronym Parawomenradio.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm really my creativity is returning, and I'm really excited about it.
Well, I mean, I saw that video you sent me that said that you were gonna get creative.
Yeah.
Shuffle a little bit, split it in half because this is a lot of cards. You know what? I think I'm gonna do it a little bit different. Hold on.
She's gonna cut them in half.
And just put a thing here to hold you up so you don't fall on the lean. Okay. So I'm gonna split in half, fear and debt. I feel like DeeDee's coming through. I am. So I'm gonna start with DeeDee, and then maybe we can go into
I got no patience for the shuffle.
What? I've never seen this. What is going on?
I don't know. She is one of the more popular Gypsy Rose psychics, by the way. And I think I'm gonna look into chat after I say this, but I think she is also one that says that she suffered from Munchausen syndrome by proxy via her mom, I think.
All right. Danger was here. I'm just going to take that one too. All right, we're going to clean these up. What is on top here? Oh my God. You are not going to believe the top card. Legal proceedings. There's one here. Royalty.
Wonder.
Celebrity. I can't see right here because I have this. Okay. Royalty and celebrity. Legal proceedings. So some legal proceedings led to this. Danger, danger. Hello, people, danger. This is a danger.
Okay, can I just say something?
Oh,
Yeah, you can say anything you want. Go ahead.
Do you think that maybe having a ginormous deck of tarot cards that are specific true crime related?
You could pick anything from that deck and it would apply? Yes. I do think that.
Yes.
I am curious about what could be in every one of those cards of true crime. Like, is there how many cards would you say are there? Oh my gosh.
I couldn't even tell you. Well, a normal
Like,
deck is what, 54?
yeah,
So
there looks like
200?
5 or 6 there. Yeah, I would say about that.
The money. Yes. Evil and demonic. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yes. Evil. Demonic.
Whoa.
Royal celebrity. Money. 5D portal with the money really makes me feel like somebody tapped into something. Evil.
People have been saying that she sacrificed, or there was a sacrifice of DeeDee and Nick's freedom for all this money and fame she's
The
gotten.
bloodline is a struggle. So I feel like honestly, just
Yeah,
with these
before
two
you
last
came on to chat, we're gonna move on because this is gonna be very like predictable. Let's see what she's saying in her other. People say that I think her spirit box readings are really, really good. We're gonna give
Okay.
we're gonna give her one more shot, just
All
like we did that
right.
other person, Sienna or something like that. I think this was. I think this is the one.
I've been doing paranormal investigating for victims for 9 years. That thing that's going off is an EMF reader. I've been doing this 9 years. I know when I'm under spiritual attack, and I am definitely under spiritual attack. I have a REM pod, an EMF. This is for the light experiment. I'm sorry, I don't feel good. And I also have the S box. Okay, I have it on mute right now. The volume's all the way down. Let me scoot closer.
Crying music.
I'm not sure why this keeps going off.
Crime music says, "Can you?" Or I think that's what crime music monster says. Can you imagine spilling those? That would be horrible.
So the REM pods, when I've seen other people use REM pods on TV, if you get close to them, then they go off.
Yeah.
So what is she doing? She's far too close to it for any accurate reading.
Well, she needs it to go off. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. I was actually looking over in chat, so let me focus. I was laughing at the cards and the spilling.
Okay. So yeah,
she
I'm gonna try
moving?
something a little bit different. It might get a little noisy. The only reason why I don't have the bear is because I needed the battery for that. So I gotta buy more batteries. I'm scanning AM. Okay. Vinny, can you come? Can I speak with DeeDee Blanchard? I heard Vinay. Miss Blanchard? Whoa.
Whoa.
I have a few gadgets here for you to play with.
I feel like Joey.
I also have an EVP from the Ghost Stop. I'll do that after the session. Miss Blanchard? Who was the first person to hurt you?
I didn't hear Gypsy from that. Did you?
No,
I don't like when they put the words up here because then it makes you, it's like you're hearing what they want you to hear, and I don't like that.
I don't either.
Who was the first person to hurt you?
I mean, that was really garbled. I mean, it sounded like a demon. There was a part where I don't think this is the one.
Anything you can tell us that we don't know?
Let's go on. Music. I don't have time for it. I really don't. We've got an hour and a half at the most. So sorry. So this is Tarot of Hope.
Oh, thank God.
Blanchard has a lot to say in this Spirit Box Part 1.
Okay.
Middle-aged female.
Wait, what? What is that?
I would like to.
You must be able to choose the type of voice that comes through. I don't know. Does anyone know about this in particular? Because I don't know how she's like, unless this is just something she made and edited it in there, and I don't know.
To talk
That's
to Blanchard.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
If she can come forward and speak with me.
Come on, DeeDee, give us something. She was right.
DeeDee Blanchard, can you come forward and talk to me? I would like to ask you some questions regarding what happened to you the night that you passed away. DeeDee Blanchard, did you force Gypsy to be in a wheelchair? DeeDee Blanchard, was acting to be sick a part of Gypsy's plan instead of yours?
What does that mean?
DeeDee Blanchard, who caused your death? Can you tell us the name of the person who caused your death?
Reverb is on.
DeeDee, was Gypsy more involved in your death than what she leads on?
Let's take a quick, I'm not going to fill out a poll, but put a 1 if you think Gypsy was more involved than she's letting on, or put a 2 if you think she really was just in the bathroom with her ears covered. I'm curious, how are you guys feeling about Gypsy Rose?
DeeDee, was Nick the cause of your death?
Ooh, there's not even 1, 2.
DeeDee, was Nick the only one who caused your death?
See, there I didn't get kindness at all.
DeeDee, was
Yeah.
Gypsy's ex-boyfriend Dan involved in your death? DeeDee, were you dead before Nick got to your house? DeeDee, did you force Gypsy to act sick to get money and materials?
Then say it.
DeeDee, do you have any regrets as to what happened or what you did on your part? DeeDee, what do you think about Gypsy having a baby? DeeDee, is Gypsy lying about what happened to you?
That's a good question. Back on my BS. What?
DeeDee, did Gypsy set Nicholas up?
Oh. Oh my gosh. That
DeeDee, did Gypsy
so much of that brownie video that she did, and my channel got like, I had to like cut that little part out because they wanted to put it on limited ads, and I'm like, oh no. No, not for the brownie video. But it reminded me of that, where she's saying he is eating a brownie, but later he will be eating me. And then she was saying Tootsie Bomb, or so. I don't know what she was saying, but she was trying to make him laugh because reportedly he was sobbing in the bed because of what had happened, and she was laughing and giggling.
Weird.
Blame Nicholas for your death?
Oh, and I had this thought too. What do you guys think that, like, the possibility, if you believe in paranormal stuff and reincarnation and all that stuff, what is the possibility that she is carrying actually DeeDee Blanchard in her stomach? I think it's a good possibility. Like, I think it's possible. What do you guys think? What do you think, Shannon?
I didn't catch what you said. What is the possibility that she's carrying what?
Well, the baby is a girl, and I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy, but I think DeeDee might be reincarnated in her stomach right now. Like, that would be her worst nightmare to have.
Oh, Gypsy's pregnant?
Oh yeah, she's pregnant, and she just did an announcement where it's a girl. And this is in the text that she had with, I think people have completely forgot this, in the text that she had with Nick. Her and Nick both agreed to SA if it was a girl. So, and she's got a girl. I'm terrified. That's why I wanted it to be a boy. I don't know. I mean, it's so silly because you can do it just as likely to a boy, but I mean, yuck. And let's not talk about it too much because I don't want any bots finding us. But yeah, I'm really shocked that nobody's bringing it up.
DeeDee, what day did you pass away? DeeDee, can you tell me what day you passed away? DeeDee, can you tell me what time you passed away?
Sorry. Oh, hold on. I think it's possible because I believe we reincarnate with the same people over and over again. So I think they've got this little karmic dance going on that it's going to be going on for a while because she unalived her. That's going to be something that hangs out in one's karmic aura for a while, I would think.
Well, yeah, that would be, that's a very interesting concept. Sorry. Yeah. I believe the same thing. That you're constantly reincarnated with the same people, just in different positions in your life. So yeah, I think it's a great possibility that she's the baby is DeeDee.
I mean, it could even been DeeDee if it was a boy, but I don't think DeeDee would come back as a boy. She was very feminine and she liked being a girl, I think. And so I see DeeDee coming back as a boy and just like make it. Well, I guess maybe I just hope that. I hope that this
Yeah.
baby is like her nightmare, but instead of her being the nightmare on the baby, right? The baby's coming, whether we like it or not, it's coming. And yeah. Do you want to move on to the next one? Or are you interested more in this one?
I we can
I
move
hear
on.
you
I'm
laughing. Okay.
I mean,
hear
I've
you
had a
laughing.
great deal of entertainment from this one, but yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Okay. So this one is an intuitive reading. And this is by Belle, very small channel, but there's 1008K views on it. So and it was 7 months ago. So, and she calls it a safe space. And I like that. I like when creators feel like their channel they need to protect for the viewers, like keep it a safe space for them. I
Yeah.
feel that obligation to my subscribers and my dragonflies, and yeah, I just feel like it's my obligation to keep it safe for them because they are putting their support towards me. I need to do something back for them. So
Yeah, that's great, Amy. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. And it's not that I think I'm bigger or better than other people. It's just how I want to run my channel. I know I'm not bigger than better
Hello,
than anyone else.
everybody. Welcome to Empathic Insights. Welcome to your safe space. My name is Belle, and today we're going to be looking at Claudine DeeDee Blanchard. If you've been on any social media platform recently, you'll know who this is to an extent. More so her daughter, Gypsy Rose, who was just released from prison 2 days ago for having served for basically plotting to kill her own.
I'm curious because this was 8 months ago. I'm very curious to know. I haven't watched, I just peeked at the little bit of every first part of all these videos, and I'm very curious to see if she is in her stand phase or if she never was in a stand phase. And yeah, what do you think? What do you think we're about to hear? Stan or not? Because it's a karmic balancing act. So I think maybe.
I think so. I think she is.
You think she is?
Yeah.
So I think it was murder in the second degree. So for those of you that are
So she does think it was murder in the second degree. So
new, I'm glad that you're here. Welcome back to anybody that's not new. But I just wanted to mention a quick things before I start. So I'm obviously an empath. I can tune into people's feelings very well. So that would
Shannon
be the
and I
perfect.
are actually looking for some empaths and psychics and tarot readers. Doesn't necessarily have to be the Gypsy Rose case, but yeah, we're interested in having you on the Highly Strange Daze. If you're interested, be sure to email us.
Absolutely.
I'm fascinated by people's actions, how they were feeling to make those actions, especially ones that hurt others. So in this case, this would be the perfect example. So I'm going to do a little brief recap of what I know so that you know basically what I know. And really, I go into these readings with little to no information. I do that on purpose. But in case anybody is new and does not know who Claudine or DeeDee is, I'll give some insight here in just a moment. So again, that's just the purpose, is really to try to understand this person, what this person was feeling, to do something like what she did. And so no hateration here, please. Nothing like that. Again, this is a safe space for everybody. And I just want to understand in a compassionate and empathetic way. I just want to understand her. So no bashing, no hatred. Leave all that, no judgment. Leave all that somewhere else. And yeah. And the second thing is, I usually, as you can see here, I usually print off pictures, black and white. So don't come for me for those pictures. But it really helps me tune into their energy. So that's why I have usually a picture, but for her, I actually have 3. So
Well, we would love, I'm very curious now what the case is. Cindy Hobbs says, I have a case of love I'd love you to look at that I was very involved in here locally. Yeah, please
Ooh.
email us. I just shot up the email right here. You can email us here at pwrliveinfo@gmail.com and or Parawomenradio. The women is plural at gmail.com.
yeah, if you're ready, let's get into it. Let me
I'm
first start
ready.
by telling you what I do know. If you are sensitive to this sort of topic, then I suggest you fast forward to the actual part where I'm channeling her energy, or just skip the video altogether, again, if you're sensitive. So Claudine Blanchard was born May 5th, 1967. Yeah, what that other charity is that they sent them to, like Disneyland or Disney World. I don't
Yeah,
know.
she's not a stan. She's pretty irritated by all the grifting, I can tell.
Other charities along those lines where they received a lot of things because of Gypsy Rose's alleged conditions. So again, she had multiple procedures done, even a feeding tube at one point in her stomach. And so doctors fear of being caught, for fear of going to jail. I feel like outwardly she's very nice, charismatic, compassionate. She seemed very sweet. She seemed very nurturing to others, around her that didn't know her behind closed doors. I also get the feeling that, I don't know why it's coming this way, so I apologize, but it's almost like there's a bit of depression that I'm picking up on, and the inability to kind of want to do better for herself.
I feel like there was a huge depression at the end because she made her, like, appearance wise, a drastic change in the last few years, but she was very sick in the last few years.
She was really sick, for reals?
For real sick. There was this, is this what it was? Let me see. Let me play this and I'll look for what I'm talking about.
So instead of, let's say, for example, she's depressed and she's looking at her finances, for example, and she's like, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. I don't know how we're going to get ahead. Instead of trying to fix that for herself and maybe getting a job, she wanted to take basically the lazy way out and not do anything and just have things done for her to resolve themselves via her daughter. So it's almost like this laziness of, I want to be better, or I want to be in a better position, but I don't want to go out and have to work for it. So I'm just going to.
This is what I'm talking about.
This is a message that Gypsy posted on her Facebook page. It is dated January the 19th of 2014. Getting ready to be admitted to the hospital. Sweet Nona is going to take care of Gyp while I am there. Please keep us both in y'all's prayers. This is the first time we don't sleep in the same bed. Thanks. We love y'all. So when I saw this, I was like, if her story is true, that unaliving her mother was the only option, then how was it that she could not have run away whenever her mother was in the hospital in January of 2014, an entire year prior to her mother being unalived? DeeDee was in the hospital, apparently overnight. So if she really wanted to run away, this would have been the perfect opportunity for her to do so, and for her mother not to be notified until she got home from the hospital, and boom, she would not have been able to find her because she would have been gone for days before DeeDee got out of the hospital. So to everyone who continues to say that she had no other option, yes, she did. And there continues to be more and more proof every day that she had other options. This narrative about her being so scared of her mother that murder was the only option when she.
Yeah. So she stayed. DeeDee was gone and she didn't leave. I don't know. I get cheesed about this case because who in their right mind would support her and give her money? Who in their right mind would give somebody like who is already a millionaire? And in my mind, I'm thinking about Jeffree Star and how people go over on TikTok and millionaires go live and you just throw money at them and they're not even creating anything. As a content creator, it breaks my heart that people are doing that. And it also breaks my heart that people are grifting and doing that to other people. Like I couldn't take people's money like that I didn't feel like I was putting something out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. You know, I'm personally myself, I'm disabled and I'm in the middle of trying to go from short-term disability to long-term, and they've just been dragging their heels. And I think about, I look at that and I'm think, you know, these people had nothing wrong with them and they got all this money and all this help, and I have to struggle to get help. And I don't understand. I don't understand how they did it.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's like I've thought about it a lot and it has to be something karmic related. And either she is really dipping into some karma or some karma's coming back for her in a positive way. I don't know.
Do much work. Next picture. Let me put these here. So this one, she's a little older and she doesn't have Gypsy, as you can see. She doesn't have Gypsy Rose with her.
Back on my BS. I'm so glad you made it out alive.
Yes.
And here I feel like it's almost like I'm tired of this facade, of this mask that I'm wearing. I'm, you know, because Gypsy Rose may have been receiving a lot of attention and even having to go to all her medical visits and all that stuff. It's almost like I'm tired of pretending I'm this happy, bubbly person. Like I just want to be at home. It's almost like she doesn't want to do it anymore. Not because she feels necessarily bad, but just because she doesn't want to, she just doesn't want to have to play nice when she's, you know, out and about. One of the things I do want to mention is
Big Daddy Bug is in the house. How are you doing? I think you had a birthday or something. No, you keep talking about the birthday. Never mind. Sorry, I was going to wish you a happy birthday, but I know that's in July now. Never mind.
There's this book called Soul Speak.
You had a good birthday, I think.
So I've taken courses on QHHT, which is a form of hypnotherapy, regressive hypnotherapy, and the founder, Dolores Cannon, also taught her methods to her daughter, Julia Cannon, and Julia wrote a book, or basically gathered all the information for the book through her own sessions. And really the book is about, or the book is what your body is trying to tell you. So it lists a lot of different ailments, a lot of different things that one might experience, and basically the cause.
Back on my BS, if you're ever wanting to come on the show and talk about your experiences, I would be very interested in hearing them. You can feel free to email us if you don't want to. I totally get it. I understand.
Of them, or what your body is really trying to tell you, what lessons are there in those ailments, illnesses, so that you can basically learn from and basically get rid of them. So one of the things, which obviously hits home because I've, been overweight my whole life, but I noticed that DeeDee is progressively, gaining weight a little bit bigger in each picture that I have. And so the thing that Soul Speak says about it being overweight or being obese is that you want
Protection.
love, but you're afraid to basically open yourself up
Mhm.
to it, to
Uh,
receiving it.
a lot of
So you put on
people's
weight.
bodies were violated will often put on weight so that they feel like it's a form of protection. So that's something to look at too.
Yeah.
It is interesting that she says it's the first time they didn't sleep in the same bed together. That's interesting.
To try to appear.
Like, what 24-year-old wants to be like? When my friends slept over, we always slept in the same bed, but I mean, for all intents and purposes, I had my own bed. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
I get sleepover friends sleeping, but I can't imagine just sleep. And when I was little, I was terrified, and I would get up in the middle of the night and get into bed with my mom. But I can't imagine her forcing me to get in bed with her. Although at
No.
that age, I'd be like, okay,
Right.
I'll just
No,
have to go to
absolutely not.
bed in the bedroom.
Basically to try to keep anybody that might be interested away. Hopefully this weight will cause them to just go away and not bother me, which is
I'm
crazy because the
envious
thing that
of
we're
that
wanting,
crystal
right,
and
as humans is love and connection.
book
But
and card collection back there.
if you're overweight, obese, you're trying to push that away. You want it,
Uh-huh.
but you're trying to push it away by becoming unattractive so that you're left alone. So I pick up on that with her not wanting, it's like closing herself off, not wanting to receive that love from basically
Yeah.
a partner. I don't know if there's
People
any.
don't realize that just a decade ago, and it was worse 2 decades ago and 3 decades ago, kids didn't have people tend to believe the adults over the kid, like they're fabricating. I think maybe now more days with true crime, they're being more aware of it, or at least I hope they are. I don't know, but yeah, kids need to be listened to because they have a voice. I was of the generation, the seen and not heard, and I don't even think they wanted to see us. Generation. So you were too.
Yes, I was.
any abuse with a partner per se, or if it was just true that she was
Teach Gen X.
basically the same thing that happened to Gypsy happened to DeeDee, where her mother or stepmother had all these illnesses, quote unquote. Um, so I don't know if that's true or not, but there's something happened to make her not want, subconsciously, not want to receive the love or open herself up to love. So I feel that it's an excellent book for anybody. So I recommend it. Yeah. And so I feel that just this facade of being nice and being friendly and like she likes the attention because she receives benefits, right? But I think that it got to a point where maybe it was too much. And so that's, I think, what I'm picking up on is like, all right, I don't want to. Maybe maybe it was more widespread than she thought at first. Is what I'm trying to say. Because again, there's just this point of it's too much. I don't even want to be here. I just want to be at home, relaxing, doing what I have to do. That's it for that one. And this last one here, the eyes are much different than her previous pictures. Like so much so that I can't even read into them. Yeah, I can't pick anything up, which is
Oh,
interesting. I thought that I'm surprised because I thought that obviously if you're subjecting your daughter to this life, I didn't expect to pick up on her, I guess, just being over it, not wanting to continue
that
or
is
not wanting to be out in public that much. I thought that she would have like loved that. But I don't know. It's in that last picture, that's what I picked up. And then in this picture, honestly, I can't feel anything, which I think is a first for me. I think what just came to me, and not from this picture, but just her energy, is that, when you're afraid to love or receive love, you're afraid of being hurt. You're afraid of maybe losing that love. So I feel like because of her fears, maybe due to her past traumas, DeeDee needed to place herself as in control of the relationship between her and her daughter. She needed to be in control, and she needed her daughter to depend on her. That way she would never lose that child's love. That way she would set herself up to always be needed in this dynamic, which is what a lot of people who are afraid of love and opening themselves up do. They try to take control. They try to emotionally manipulate so that they basically they don't get hurt. So that's what I'm picking up on. Let me then see.
I have a lot more
Interesting.
respect for this reader than
I do too.
the last two. I'm glad that you saved this one for last.
Just see if it's in.
It feels more connected somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, DeeDee, what do you want to communicate? Again, I feel the rigidity, like the just.
Ooh, the Emperor.
I need to be in control. I need to. I feel like this is DeeDee with this Emperor card here. This is DeeDee and her rigidity, her my way or the highway. This is because I need to set myself up to basically not lose this love from my daughter. 3 of Pentacles, learning. The 9 of Pentacles, patience. The 3 of Cups, joy, celebration.
Oh.
I almost feel like DeeDee saying, I needed to learn to have patience and how to be happy, how to be joyful, how to properly receive, love and affection from others, how to have some sort of community that I can go to, not really depend on, but that I can go to, some sort of sisterhood or some sort of support group, support system. Those are things that she needed to learn, is what I feel like she's saying.
So the High Priestess is underneath the Emperor.
The High Priestess and the 6 of Swords here. Let me push these up. I feel like DeeDee's saying I ran away from any sort of religious or any sort of religious ideologies, theologies. Like basically if it was involving church or something, like she just didn't allow herself to open up to that. She's like running away from it. Any sort of higher beliefs, higher powers, anything like that. She didn't allow herself to kind of.
It also show that she ran away after Katrina from everybody and isolated them. She did do that.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't allow herself to go there.
Oh, death
And
is
so
at the end. Rebirth
without
is-
that belief system, her faith, like there is no faith is what I'm saying. And because of that, she felt very, it's almost like I feel I'm alone trying to figure out the world with nobody to have my back. I don't know if this death card is, I'm going to pull out one more card, but I don't know if this death card here is like the people that I think would have had my back are dead, or maybe she had grandparents or something like that that she kind of preferred to be around, that felt she had support from, that are no longer, that were no longer there. But that's why she feels that. Let me pull out one more card.
True, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I just feel like she distanced herself from any sort of religious anything. So because she felt like that, it's like I'm stuck. I don't know the way forward. I'm not moving in the direction that I want to go in. With this 5 of Wands, I almost feel like that's internal conflicts, but that's also as she became more set in her beliefs, things aren't working out for me. I'm alone. I'm not moving. I'm not in the place where I want to be at. That caused her to be, again, it caused her to have internal strife, but also with those closest to her. So I would assume her daughter. So maybe when Gypsy started to grow up, she became, DeeDee became more, maybe not so much abusive or violence, although that is definitely, I feel that, but just more picking fights, wanting to argue, wanting to be a little bit more combative. Was she abusive? I think so. Abusive, I mean, like, obviously there's abuse here, but I mean like physical. which I would assume most people in this situation would kind of think like, if I'm bringing her around medical professionals all the time, it just wouldn't make sense to be physically abusive in case, they find bruises and stuff. But I still do feel like I pick up on physical abuse. So that's interesting too. Okay. So King of Wands reverse. And then dissatisfaction here. I'm not where I want to be, so I'm unhappy. I don't know if this is like a love lost from a person that she was romantically connected to. It kind of feels like
Rod.
that. And then
It's
this
probably
dissatisfaction
Rod.
is from this relationship or this person that she, wasn't,
Rod.
it wasn't reciprocated, the love or something along
Rod.
those lines. But it's also dissatisfaction in life in general.
Yeah.
I think it was Rod. She really wanted Rod to want her over Christy. It was a triangle.
I feel
For
like this
sure.
is Gypsy Rose's father. I feel like
See, Rod.
Yeah.
like he broke it up with DeeDee, but it seems like with her fears and everything, and the fact that maybe she was in love with Gypsy's father, and it seems like he broke it off. She felt very alone, and she felt like, I feel like this is where I feel the spark, the idea of basically to do what she did to her daughter, because it's like, okay, I have to do this world alone, and it's like this idea, this spark. Okay, her fears were so strong that I feel like she wasn't even aware at the time that that's where it came from. This fear of opening herself up to love, receiving the love, not feeling like she can get through this breakup here with Gypsy Rose's father. It's almost like she said to herself, like, no more, never again. I'm never going to be hurt like this again. And it seems that that's where all this came from. Even, I don't even think this was clear to her at that point. The back and forth. What was she back and forth on? And then just being super defensive and
Never
kind of, it's me
late.
against the
Always
world sort of
Mhm.
mentality. I think she felt like there would be like a reconciliation with Gypsy Rose's father. And then there's this internal kind of battle that I'm feeling like I can do this on my own, especially with a daughter, versus hell no, I can't.
You can
I hate
contact
everybody.
me
I'm
over on
fine.
email,
It's like
Cindy,
this
or
battle,
on Facebook.
this back and forth, almost like a bipolar sort of situation. Was she bipolar?
Definitely. Cindy, you can contact me over on Facebook. That's no problem. Ooh.
I don't feel like she wanted the child. That's sad. But the Queen of Wands is just that, I don't know, this idea that just came through. And kind of, it's funny because I was feeling earlier, like I said, that, people who are scared to receive love and basically afraid to be vulnerable because they're afraid of losing that love try to either be needed or set themselves up in that other person's life to where they're in control emotionally by basically manipulating. So it's funny, not funny, but it's funny that I would pick that up. But then in the same token, I feel here like this isn't what I want. This is not what I want. This pregnancy is not what I want. I want to rid myself of it. I don't want it. Especially if she thought that she would have to go through it alone. Which I don't know if Gypsy Rose's father was just adamant from the beginning saying he didn't want to be a part of Gypsy Rose's life, or if DeeDee pushed him away and was like, no.
We found out that Gypsy's father was pretty busy because he got 2 women pregnant at the same time. So DeeDee and Gypsy's sister, Nicolette, she was pregnant with them at the same time. And then soon after that, Christy got pregnant with the brother, Dylan. It was crazy.
I don't want you anywhere around her. We're good. So it's interesting, but I can definitely feel here she did not want this baby. It wasn't planned. It wasn't a planned pregnancy. Let me see what else.
Oh, that shocks me. I thought maybe she got pregnant to keep Rod, because then they got married.
Let me just pull out one more row.
He was arrested the night of their wedding.
Karma.
She was?
So
For what?
Gypsy Rose and DeeDee had some sort
Rod
of
was
karmic.
arrested for, it was either the night before or the night of, for alcohol and fighting, I think.
Oh dear.
Alcohol plays a huge part in this case, I think. It's reported that they drink quite a bit at Blanchards. So
contract to where maybe the roles were reversed, and so that needed to play out in this lifetime.
that could have been a reason why DeeDee distanced herself too, because DeeDee didn't strike me as anyone that took any kind of like alcohol, or I know she was prescribed pain meds, but she had her foot almost cut off, so she needed them for a period of time.
Oh, good Lord.
I think. Yeah. So, but maybe she moved because she didn't want to be around it.
Or if that's just what needs or what will be happening next lifetime together, I don't know. But this tells me the pregnancy, that situation, it wasn't planned. So here she is picking up the burden alone, burden of maybe not the pregnancy. I feel maybe just
oh yeah, definitely.
Just motherhood, just having a child, doing it by yourself. I feel that here.
But it's in reverse.
Yeah.
I feel like there's sadness, there's almost resentment because DeeDee feels like I didn't even have a childhood. I didn't even have a childhood, and here you are. It's almost like, yeah, like that resentment, like, oh, here you are, you're gonna get all this, you're gonna get the childhood that I never got to experience. Like, who the hell are you? And just not being able to see the situation from any other point of view than she had. So she didn't, basically, if she knew that it was, if she was emotionally intelligent enough to know that maybe these feelings, how she was feeling towards her daughter, weren't supposed to be happening, normal to feel, by not going and getting, any help or anything like that, not having a sisterhood or not having any community where she can go to for support. This here tells me she was not able to see the entirety of the situation. She was not able to see maybe the extent, the gravitude, the gravity of her, mentality and her tactics. It's funny that the devil's here reversed. Usually the devil is that card was expected, but in the normal upright position. Or maybe it's this is just saying, this will be resolved karmically, contractually between those two.
I think it is.
Or maybe, it's that she paid off debts spiritually. It was it was supposed to happen how it did. Again, the breaking up of the relationship, lots of pain with Gypsy Rose's father, carrying the burden by herself, not having the happy childhood, feeling like that she feels like she deserved. So just being upset, angry at Gypsy Rose. Okay.
I mean, she was.
And DeeDee, I just want to ask you to come through and let me know how you're doing now. Where are you energetically now? My actions, it wasn't what I wanted to happen. There were a lot of lessons learned. It wasn't how I wanted to be.
Ooh, the Queen of Pentacles.
I allowed my
she's getting
fears.
paid.
I allowed the negativity to basically win the battle. I realized that it caused me to have a lot of enemies, a lot of people that didn't like me for my actions, for what I did. I feel like there's been a long period of healing all of that emotional turmoil.
I do too.
I've been in the spiritual realm. And so I feel like she's saying that's what I've been doing, is just healing. I feel DeeDee saying, I'm still with her. I'm still with Gypsy. I'm still around her, helping her in spirit. Let her know that I'm fine. Let her know that I forgive her. If ever she needs to speak to me, I'm there.
It's reported Gypsy won't even talk about her mom, and she gets mad when people do.
Interesting that I shuffled and some of the same cards are still coming out.
It is very interesting. In the same sweet direction.
Yeah,
cards will do what they'll do.
Yeah.
I've overcome a lot of that emotional turmoil that was going on within me. I've just been focused on energetically rebuilding myself, healing, getting myself to a point where I'm not in that low a low place. And basically now it's like I'm assisting where I'm needed in the spiritual realm. And again, I'm getting that very loud and clear. I needed to pay that debt. I needed to pay that. I needed to go, my spirit needed to go through that to learn the lessons that I've learned. Any final words, DeeDee? Interesting. Just so interesting that I shuffled. Y'all saw me. Did you see me shuffle? And these cards are still coming out.
I hate getting the Tower card.
Any final words? I feel like for some reason I want to say, let love flow. That is what she's saying. Let love flow. I didn't do it. And that would be my advice to all of you is let love flow. Don't restrict it. Don't stop it. Don't be afraid of it. I was focused on running away from it is what she's saying. And that kept me stuck in unhealthy patterns. And it basically doesn't end well when you're on earth. It doesn't end well. Not that you're going to get murdered if you decide to live like that or do that. It's just, it doesn't end well for your spirit. It doesn't feel good because it's not essentially who you are. So don't fear, I feel is what she's saying. Don't fear, let love in, balance, because your fears basically hold you back and don't allow you to see where you need to go or grow, where you need to be planted or rooted or yeah, I think that's all I have. This is a long one, so
Amen
hope
to
that you enjoyed
that.
that. If you have any,
sister. Let's see. I know this is the only one we're going to watch, but I just want to see how many more readings she has because I liked her.